Hey guys, what is going on? In this video, we're talking about how you can get more cinematic footage out of your Mavic Air super quickly. So all this footage that you're gonna see in the video today is from my trip down in Mexico. I took my Mavic Air. I flew almost every day in Mexico, in the cities, up in the mountains, and it was an awesome experience. All right, before we get into the edit and I show you how to tweak your footage to make it look really awesome, really fast, I wanna go through a couple things in shooting. So one of the things that I always do to make sure I have the best footage possible is that I always use ND filters, and I use it with a polarizer. So PolarPro makes some awesome ND filters. Their cinema series is awesome, and it makes your footage really pop. So the polarizer gives you the ability to get a better look out of your image, and the ND filter allows you to bring that shutter speed down so that it's double that of your frame rate, which is like the standard for the cinematic look when it comes to shutter speed. Okay, so I use an ND filter, and with the ND filters, PolarPro has made a free app that's super easy to use, and it basically allows you to put in your settings, and it tells you which ND filter you need to use so that you're able to get the best footage possible when you're out flying. Also, I make sure to shoot in the flattest setting possible, so it's D-Cine-like on the DJI Mavic Air. So you want to shoot in the flattest profile possible because we're gonna be color grading the footage in post. Okay, another tip while flying is that you want to keep the drone as stable and smooth as possible. So you want to avoid all jerky motions. Basically, you want to create nice, dramatic, smooth movements, whether that's forward, backwards, left, right, up, down. You want to feather in and out of your shots, and you don't want anything too jerky. If you want to see another video where I go through some of my favorite movements with a drone, I'll put a link in the description below. Also, I have a few other videos as well around this topic that give you some ideas on how to fly to get better cinematic results. All right, so let's get into editing, and let me show you how you can take this awesome footage that you went out and shot and make it look more cinematic. The first thing you're gonna notice when you bring the footage into your software is that the footage looks okay. It's pretty flat. It doesn't have that cinematic punch to it that you normally see when you see awesome drone footage. So there's two ways we can go about this. The first is just color grading on our own using some of the tools that you find in Final Cut. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna bump up the contrast in your image, and I use curves to do this. You wanna create a nice S-shaped curve with your Luma curve. And so what you're doing is you're bringing down your blacks and you're bringing up your whites. And you're gonna dial this in to what looks best for your drone shot, depending on where you want your whites and your blacks to sit, but you want more contrast because the cinematic look is more contrasty. And from here, we're just gonna go in and play with the saturation, give it a little bit more of a pop, and out of this, you already have a much better looking image out of your footage. The second way I wanna show you is using a LUT. So using a LUT is a specific look that is already predefined, and you can just drop this on your footage and it gives you that cinematic look. I've provided a LUT in my description down below. This is a LUT that I made myself, and what it is the orange teal look. The orange teal look is a very specific cinematic look. So what it is you're adding color contrast into the scene, not only contrast in your Luma curve. So what that does is it gives it a better cinematic look and something that is more appealing to the eye. All right, so you drop this LUT in, and then if you want to dial it back, you can just bring it back a tad. I've basically built this LUT for Mavic Air D-Cine-like footage, and then from there, it's just dialing in the saturation to your taste. If you want to bring it back, bring it back. All right, and then one more thing you can do in post is to change your aspect ratio. You can add the black bars on the top and bottom to give it that ultra widescreen look. That's how you make your Mavic Air footage look cinematic really fast. All right guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful in giving you some ideas on what you can do with your footage to make it more cinematic and do it really fast in Final Cut. Final Cut is an awesome tool. They give you a lot of color grading options, and there's some really cool stuff you can do with some different plugins or just in the software itself. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot of awesome filmmaking tutorials on my YouTube. Also, I do a lot of adventures, a lot of travel. Like I said, I was out in Mexico for 10 days climbing the highest peak in Mexico, which is actually the third highest peak in North America. So if you want to see the video from that climb, you want to see how I used my Mavic Air footage within the context of a travel film, go check it out in the description below. I'll put a link down there. Also, if you haven't already, come find me on Instagram at Jevondovi. Guys, there is a lot of awesome adventures coming your way, so make sure you're subscribed and then turn those notifications on. All right, guys, that is it, and I will see you on the next one.